Hi guys, Mrs. Tucker again. This is lesson 9-6, solving quadratic equations by factoring. See if I can do this in under 5 minutes. So here we go. You have solved quadratic equations by graphing. Another method used to solve quadratic equations is to factor and use the zero product property. When they say solve, they mean they can say solve, which also means find the zeros, which also means find the roots, which also means x-intercepts. Yeah, why can't they just call it one thing, right? Yeah, I know. Okay, here's the zero product property. If I have a multiplied by z, b equals 0, then that means either a has to be 0 or b has to be 0. One of these two factors has to be 0, or both of the factors have to be 0 in order to get an answer of 0. That's what the zero product property means. And this is in your textbook. So it says find the solutions or zeros by graphing. I think when we graphed this on our graphing calculator, if I remember right, we got an answer of 7 or -2, if I remember right. Hope I got that right. So those are our x-intercepts. Okay? I'm going to now solve this by factoring. I'm going to take this quadratic and I'm going to factor it. And I'm going to use my factor cracker. You guys remember how to use factor cracker? Coefficient here is a, my coefficient here is b, here's c. A goes here, c goes here, b goes down here. So I'm going to put 1 here, -14 goes here, -5 goes here. All right, that's not a point. Factors of 1 go here, 1 and 1. I need factors of -14 that have a difference of 5. So I'm going to use -7 and +2. Those multiply to 14. If I multiply on the diagonal here, I get -7. Multiply on the diagonal here, I get 2. Does this plus that add up to -5? Yes, it does. Let's put an x here and an x here. So my two factors are x minus 7 and x plus 2. And if we are looking for the zeros or the x-intercepts, what's always true of your x-intercept? Yep, y is 0. So I'm going to put in 0 here. So this quadratic, I have it in factored form down here, the quantity x minus 7 times the quantity x plus 2. I'm going to set this equal to 0 because I'm trying to find where y equals 0, my x-intercepts. Using that zero product property, that means either this factor has to be 0 or this factor has to be 0 in order for the whole product to be 0. So what I'm saying is x minus 7 has to be 0 or x plus 2 has to be 0. And if you solve each one of these for x, over here you get x equals 7 or x equals -2. Those are my zeros, those are my x-intercepts, those are my solutions, the same as when I graphed it and looked for my x-intercepts. Let's try that again. Oh, and here we go. And you can always plug those back into your equation and double check to make sure it does in fact equal 0. All right, let's take a look at this. Remember, a times b must equal 0. Either this part has to be 0 or this guy right here has to be 0 in order to get a product that's 0. So if I look at this right here, that means x has to be 0. If I look at this part right here, x minus 2 has to be 0. If I solve for x, that means here x has to be 2. So with this kind of situation, my solutions are, my x-intercepts are 0 or 2. Be careful on this one right here. Kids seem to want to forget that one there. And double check. Okay, you can pause this at any time you want to. Looks like I'm running a little short on time. I will catch up with you in the next video.